Hey folks, last Wednesday night was a top 5 results show on season 9 of American Idol, and I'm super late with this video. I'm getting later and later every week, it seems like, doesn't it? It's just increasingly more difficult to get motivated when the results shows are so incredibly boring. Anyway, Aaron Kelly was eliminated. I was a little bit disappointed. Well, I mean, I wasn't heartbroken or anything. I wasn't all that surprised. I mean, he had about as much chance of winning as Cara Diaguardi has of becoming America's favorite judge. But the conventional wisdom was that Casey James was going home, and nobody was more surprised than he was. He tweeted that he's never been more surprised in his life, but we all know the American Idol process is such a fine science, and sometimes it's better to have a bad performance than a just okay performance, and Casey definitely had a bad performance. And it puts your hardcore fans into panic mode. And so, I guess Casey's fans were in panic mode. And that's what makes this season so much more difficult to predict. 95% of the performances have either been bad or just okay. I mean, I'd have an easier time guessing the results if I pulled names out of a hat. Anyway, now I'm hoping for the Crystal Lee finale that everybody's been predicting for so long, though I'm not really convinced that it's going to happen yet. But if Casey or Mike make it to the finale with either Lee or Crystal, you know they're not going to win. And so it would make I would prefer an exciting finale where you don't know who's going to win. I don't want a finale like season 6 where we knew Jordan Sparks was going to be the winner. Anyway, they got the show started off with the first of 2 pointless group performances with a Sinatra medley. How exciting! I did love how the guys called Crystal a tramp, though. Wasn't that funny? Next was the Ford music video, 1, 2, 3, 4. Apparently, Crystal Bowersox thought Dewyze was in love with her, but it turns out he was in love with a Ford Fiesta. I wonder how effective these advertisements, or advertisements, as Simon would say, really are. Has anybody ever been watching the show and saw the Ford music video and saw one of those cars and say, wow, I must have that car? I never have. Of course, I always buy used cars because it seems pointless to me to buy a new car when you drop it off the lot and the value goes way down. Then, of course, Ryan Seacrest tried to get us to go online and enter to win a chance to be on the set of a Ford music video. Have any of y'all ever entered to win that? I never have. It just seems like it would be so boring to me. I don't even like watching them half the time. Especially when they do the making of it. It seems so boring. And if you can't even participate, you can't be in the video, you just get to sit there and watch, how dull would that be? Next, we learned what the contestants used to do on Tuesdays, as if we didn't already know. Crystal changed diapers, Mike was a trainer, Aaron was in school, Lee was at the paint shop, and Casey James was sleeping. Now they get up early and prepare for the show and have, what did they have? Tater tots? I wanted some of them tater tots. They look good, didn't they? Burritos, too? Was that burritos? I think it was. I can't remember. Anyway, I like the stand-in judges, though, that they have for the dress rehearsal. It must suck to be a stand-in, though, just to sit there and be the first one to actually judge those kids and not get any recognition. I would love that job, though. Ken Warwick, if you're watching, and if you need a new stand-in for Ellen DeGeneres next season, I'd be willing to bleach my hair and sit there and crack lame jokes at the judges' table. And I work cheap, too. I work very cheap. Although, well, maybe not too cheap. I hear the cost of living is a lot more out there in Los Angeles than it is here on the East Coast. But I would work for a reasonable wage. Ryan told the judges that he wasn't sure if they knew all that went on before they got there. Well, of course they do. From what I've read, that the judges watch the dress rehearsal on TVs backstage, and that's when they start deciding what they're going to say. So, enough of this. It sounded good when we were here, but when I got home and watched it on TV, it didn't sound that good. They know pretty much what it's going to sound like before they ever get out there on stage. Next, Lee Dewyze was declared safe. I guess that means he's the official frontrunner now, the judge's favorite. Simon said, "This is the first time. I thought you had started believing in yourself." What is Simon doing? Does he think we have the memories of geriatric goldfish? Does he think we've not been watching the show? Does he think we've been sitting here nodding off and not paying attention? Well, he might be right on that part this season. But he's been saying the same thing to Lee Dewyze for a while now. For the first few weeks he was saying, I think your problem is that you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. And for the past few weeks he's been saying, I think for the first time you finally started believing in yourself. And he's been saying that for so long now. What does he think we're watching? Next was a pre-recorded, edited performance of Lady Gaga singing Alejandro. I thought it was pretty good. I saw a lot of people online that thought it was total crap. I didn't think it was that bad, If you compare it to that terrible performance that we had earlier in the season from Kesha, who was trying to be Lady Gaga Jr. It was on a completely different level than that. It was a little over the top with all the gay dancers and stuff, but licking her body, but it wouldn't be Lady Gaga if it wasn't completely over the top. You know, I like her, but I'm still not as crazy about her as all of my fellow gays. Every gay I know is completely obsessed with Lady Gaga, and I'm not sure why. Well, I pretty much know why. They like over-the-top stuff. Anyway, next we had another look back at Harry Connick Jr.'s time with the contestants. You know, I've seen plenty of people suggest that he should be the replacement for Simon Cowell next season. Oh, please, God, no. I mean, I thought he was funny. I enjoyed watching him. I also enjoyed cheeseburgers, but not every day. He's just too much. He's one comedian judge is enough at the judges' table. He's funny, but he reminds me of one of those people that cut up constantly, and then when it's time to get serious, they don't know to get serious, and they keep cutting up, and they completely get on your nerves. And I don't think I'd be able to sit there and watch him. Of course, I would sit there and watch him if he was the replacement. But I hear Elton John is very close to signing a deal to be Simon's replacement. We'll have to wait and see. Next, he sang. It was time for a bathroom break for me. After that was the second pointless group performance of Harry Connick Jr. medley. Who do they think they're kidding with this lip syncing? That didn't sound like Casey James. I thought Harry Connick Jr. was singing. It wasn't Casey James or Dewyze. They didn't sound anything like themselves. And that is apparently what they will sound like if they make a studio album, so I don't know if I like it or not. Next, back to the results. Mike and Aaron were paired up, and Crystal and Casey. I bet Crystal Bowersox was nervous as hell standing there beside Casey James. Ryan Seacrest asked Lee Dewyze if he'd be willing to choose. I hate when they do that. Make them choose. Why did he ask him, do you want to choose? Give him the stupid way out. I thought that was stupid. So the bottom two was Mike and Aaron. So it was Aaron going home. He sang Fly Me to the Moon again. Why that song? All season they've been singing whatever song they want to sing when they're eliminated. I wonder if he had a choice. Of course, we know this week is Harry Connick Jr. week, and he's ruled with the iron fist, and it's his way or the highway, and so I wonder if Aaron Kelly really had a choice of what to sing. Anyway, this week is music from the movies with Jamie Foxx as the mentor. Wasn't he just a mentor last season? I'd like to see somebody new, but I thought he was pretty good last year. So anyway, my predictions for this week's songs are Casey James singing Purple Rain because it's got that guitar solo that he would love to do, I'm sure. Big Mike, Kiss from a Rose. Lee Dewyze, Mrs. Robinson. And Crystal Bowersox, We Don't Need Another Hero. And they're doing duets this week. The duets are back. I thought they were pointless last year, and I don't want to hear them again this year. I think they would be okay for like results night, but for performance night, I think it's completely out of place. But I'm going to predict Crystal and Mike singing I've Had the Time of My Life, and Casey and Lee singing Eye of the Tiger. Although I don't know who's going to be performing with who, but that's just my guesses. Anyway, I'll see you folks tonight.